Hello, this is BSJ, and this video is going to be a brief guide on how to properly utilize spin and the ways you can abuse its mechanics to increase your farm and increase your survivability. So Juggernaut Spin's one of those abilities that has a lot of different usage and is very versatile. So the main thing that people think of spin is for the damage. You can chase after people, it offers a lot of DOT. At max level, it does a massive amount of damage, and even in the low level stages of the game, at the time of the game, it still does 80 damage per second level 1 for a total of 400 damage. Very few heroes in the game offer that much damage. So the important thing is with spin is that it makes you magic immune, which is like one of the most important things, and I think is relatively obvious. For towers that are considered magic immune, you can spin to finish off a tower. It's something where you can utilize spin just to secure that extra damage to make yourself magic immune and then get out safely because you're now invulnerable. Like I said, magic immune to most stuns. The biggest thing for Juggernaut Spin, one of the mechanics that people don't realize, is even though you don't do damage while auto-attacking with spin, which some people don't even realize in the first place. But what does happen is items proc. So your Sange and Yasha will maim people, your Maelstrom or Mjolnir can have its chance to proc, your Scotty will still slow somebody, you can still bash somebody, and more importantly, in the early stages of the game, especially with the build I was talking about, Bladefury allows you to cleave. So in fights, especially if you have a Magnus on your team, which is considered a very popular combo, if you spin and simply hit a target, you won't do any damage to the primary target, but whatever cleave damage you have will hit everything around it, including creeps. So it's something where you can help clear creep waves even faster, even with a Bladefury. And you can also, if like say there's heroes that are stunned in an AoE, you can still spin to prevent yourself from getting stunned while doing damage with the cleave. That's one of the reasons why Bladefury is such a strong item on the hero, on top of other things. So other than the fact that you can get your procs on your auto attacks, the biggest thing about TP, what it offers you, and something that's very unique to him, it's something that also applies to a hero like Lifestealer, is you can find yourself in a lot of sticky situations where you can simply spin and then immediately TP out. So a lot of people don't understand that if you always have a TP on a hero like Juggernaut or a hero like Lifestealer, heroes like that could just have an easy escape mechanism, you have to acknowledge, does the enemy team have any BKB piercing stuns? And if they do, then you have to worry, if that hero's around, I can't do it. But on the other hand, if that hero is not around, or they don't have any BKB piercing stuns, then you know that anytime you're like, oh crap, or anytime that you see heroes going after you and you don't think there's any way out, then you can just immediately spin TP. It's something that's a carry that deaths are very costly on any carry, and it's something where it's not really a risk worth taking. It's not something where you don't want to be like, maybe I should stick around. It's something where you can immediately get out, sticky situations, and it's something, one of the strongest abilities on the hero, and it allows you to also farm very aggressively. One of the most incredible things I think you can do on Juggernaut, something that Juggernauts do not utilize nearly enough, is if you see people reacting to you pushing a tower and you know that you're not going to be able to accomplish anything there and that it's just time for you to get out, what you can quickly do is walk up to their creep wave and spin on top of it and TP. Your spin's still going to do damage and you're going to kill the creeps before you leave. And it's something where it's a very efficient farming mechanic. It applies a lot of pressure on the maps by pushing the lanes, and it's something where the enemy team most of the time, especially if they have no BKB piercing stuns, really can't do anything about it. So it's something where it's a really good abuse of the usage of spin on the hero, and that's one of the abilities in the game that most underutilized. And I think that it's something where you don't want to utilize spin too early, because if it against a good player, if you're trying to initiate on them, say you're trying to force them away from a creep wave with your ultimate off cooldown so you can spin them, something a lot of good players will do is you spin and it silences you, so you can't use any of your other abilities. You'll spin and they'll just immediately TP in front of your face. That's something that's really important to acknowledge on the hero, and especially in the early stages of the game. So one of the most important things about the spin is not only does it silence you, so you can't use stuff like Healing Word, but it's also something where it limits your damage output, like I've said. So it's an ability where you only want to use it if you absolutely have to, or it does more damage than your actual auto attack. So like in the early to mid stages of the game, your spin's actually going to be your way of doing more damage. It's a lot better for chasing, meaning like instead of chasing after somebody and auto attacking them, I would much rather be, sitting on top of them, spinning on them. It's just consistent damage and you don't have to stop to auto attack. And it's really important that you utilize the move or follow command, or you simply right click around their hero, simply not utilizing auto attacks, because the last thing you want to be doing is spinning on top of somebody as they're running away, and then stop to auto attack, do no damage with the auto attack, which allows them then to get out of the range of your spin. It's something that is very frustrating sometimes, and it's something that's one of the most important things to master on the hero for sure. You just watched my video on how to properly use spin when playing Juggernaut, and hopefully you can use its mechanics in your pub games.